Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel and welcome to a very special video today, since it is the very first look at the very freshly released iFly 737-8 MAX. And yeah, I'm very excited about this release. It is the first aircraft release for P3D since a very long time. And now this is of course the newest advanced aircraft we have for this platform. So I am very curious to take a look at it, especially if, well, those of you guys who watch my channel regularly, you know that I'm still doing quite a bunch of flights in P3D since I find the aircrafts so interesting. And yeah, this is gonna be a new one, the Boeing 737 MAX. Yeah, for now they've only released the -8. I am not sure if the others are yet to come. I don't think they have said anything about that. But yeah, here it is in the very cool Icelandair colors, and as you can see, it's very winterly here in Keflavik. Crazy snow coming down, so we will even need to do some de-icing later on. But that's a few minutes down the line. I think this video is going to be a little bit longer than usual. So first of all, we're gonna have a bit of a look at the aircraft from the outside as well as from the inside. Then we will try to operate this as a regular full flight video. I have, other than just taking the aircraft around to spin here at this airfield, I have not done a flight with it yet. So don't expect like the super deep instruction from my side here, but rather I want to take the chance and we will sort of figure it out together. See how we like it, see what is interesting about this aircraft, and yeah, of course, once again, for those of you who are new to the channel, I want to say I'm not a real world pilot. Everything I do is just based on what I think is right in terms of operating the aircraft and what I've picked up from many other videos and content creators and all this kind of stuff. So I will just basically operate it as a normal 737. I'm quite sure that's not what you're supposed to do as a real world pilot, but that's the knowledge that I bring to this aircraft. And ooh, now the snow's gone for a second. So yeah, that's that. I think it's gonna be super exciting. First of all, while we are enjoying this beautiful view here at it's actually daytime in Keflavik, but due to it being deep winter time, the sun is not really up by a lot, so it's a bit dark. But while we are enjoying this beautiful view, there's a few things I want to point out about this aircraft. A few things that are exciting. So, or basically, I think most of the developers would do this by now, but there are a couple of things which this aircraft features, which is of course a high definition virtual cockpit, full PBR materials, high definition external model, and now I'm just reading basically from what the developer is telling us. And there's lots of stuff, dynamic lighting, yeah, PBR effects for the dynamic lighting as well, full immersive audio cockpits. There's an EFB, we will have a good look at this later on. There's this 3D passenger cabin even, we can also later on have a look at this as well. And then there's one thing which I find very interesting among those, and that's that this aircraft, and mainly the flight deck, is designed around enhanced atmospherics. And this is really cool because, you know, all the other aircrafts in P3D tend to have super dark virtual cockpits. But this one, I think, will be much better since it's designed for the current lighting and environment system here in P3. So I think that's something very interesting. And then, of course, it has not like a full FMS, but FMS which features everything we need as regular sim pilots. Full autopilot, yeah, full virtual cockpit, a lot of system simulations as well. A lot of stuff which I don't want to read out to you, all of that, but that was just a bit of the highlights, what I believe. And yeah, maybe first of all we can have a quick look around the aircraft, take a look at the level of detail. You can see yeah, the fuselage, the wing, it looks very clean. Certainly they are trying to model a new aircraft here. I think the oldest 737 MAXes have been around for a couple of years now, but this looks brand new. There's no weathering or anything on that. Yeah, level of detail is nice. We can see here at the gear, for example, we see a few different tubes and cables and all that kind of stuff. That's the hydraulic accumulator, I would assume, what we are seeing here. So in here, it's quite surprising. A lot of details, a lot of systems being modeled. Moving back, yeah, this looks very good. We can see the PBR nicely here. So PBR really looks stunning. I wonder if the paint kit allows for weathering textures as well. Maybe some repainters will do that. That would be very cool. But yeah, level of detail is high. I think, although we would typically expect it not to be on a level that PMDG features, but to be honest, I think that's very close to it. Looking at the level of detail, I think that's basically on the same level. I've seen PMDG aircrafts which are looking worse, and yeah, the engines as well. Yeah, that looks very decent to me. I didn't expect that kind of level of detail, to be very honest with you. And landing lights as well. Ooh, these are the cool LED lights. It's gonna be cool when we switch them on later. Yeah, I'm not gonna try to pronounce the name of this aircraft. That's destined to fail. Right, so that's from the outside. I think it's surprisingly well modeled, but at the same time, iFly, I think, have always done a pretty good job in exterior modeling. So yeah, this fully lives up to the expectations. I think it might even exceed the expectations by a little bit. Right, so that's from the outside. Then let's jump inside the flight deck. So here we are in the flight deck, and now you can see we are now running 30 FPS. So I don't think this aircraft is heavy on the frames. I think it's very standard. I think there's just something on the outside, might be the weather or the airport or something, which hits my FPS a bit. But I think aircraft performance is fine. Yeah, it's something down in that direction. Here it gets stuttery. Here it's all nice and smooth. So that's something scenery or weather related. So here in the flight deck, looks like a 737 to me. Of course, we have the two or the 4 big screens which are taking a lot of space. We have an EFB, lots of options on there. I've been clicking around in this a little bit earlier on. We even have a link to Navigraph, so we have Navigraph Charts on here, also something that is very cool. We have takeoff and landing performance calculations. Or actually, let me correct that. I think at this point in time we only have oh no, it's takeoff and landing. Okay, very good. Takeoff and landing, and we can also set cold and dark cockpit via the EFP, which I've done here. Overhead panel also looks very standard. We will fire the aircraft up together in just a second. Yeah, and I think this looks like a very, very nicely modeled virtual cockpit to me. And I think already here we have no lights on whatsoever. It's dark outside. There's a bit of airport lighting, and it already is much brighter from what we know from other P3D aircrafts at this point. So I think this is really coming in handy that they've designed this aircraft around enhanced atmospherics. That's very cool. Okay, then moving inside the cabin. Yeah, also surprisingly nicely modeled here. Proper business class seats. I have no idea what airline runs this seating config. I'm quite sure many of you will know what airline this is supposed to resemble. I have no idea. So there's a couple of seats up in business, and then a big nice economy cabin as well. Yeah, that looks very good. Also here, very high level of detail. Looking at the seats. Ooh, sorry. It's kind of hard to maneuver with this camera. Yeah, even here on the armrests, they've implemented these nice little features. And then we have the wing view. Yeah, that's the wing. Yeah, so that's also surprisingly nice. So just by the looks of it, I would say this aircraft is surprisingly nice, and it looks very good. Ooh, there are some pilots in here even. Okay, moving back into the cockpit view. Alright, I think that's a little bit of an introduction. I'm just showing you basically what it's like. I don't want to get into a whole lot of sort of a review or something. Mainly we just want to give it a fly, see how it handles and all this kind of stuff. And that being said, let's fire it up then. So battery switch. And I think all the click sounds and everything is nice and prominent. Maybe it's a little bit too loud even, but I kind of prefer it to have a proper sound. Kind of gives a feeling to it when you hit a button, a switch or a button. So I think that's very nice. Ground power, ooh, yeah, it's loud. It's quite loud. Yeah, and then when I click on my second screen outside the flight sim, and the sounds disappear. We have seen this on other aircrafts as well. Okay, what else? Let's give it some light. Ooh, that looks cool. Wow, this aircraft keeps surprising me, to be honest. This looks very nice. I think it's a super interesting release, this aircraft, since it kind of shows us what P3D is capable of when the aircrafts are properly developed for it. Because all the other aircrafts we have in P3D are a couple of years old already. So this is kind of a full new experience for us. Okay, let's continue over here. It's very cold outside. Let's switch on the window heat. This can stay as it is. We have the position lights. Let's switch on the logo lights as well, just for the looks of it. Recirculator fans. Oh, I thought those are making all the noise, but that's not the case. Okay, so that's the overhead. Those come to armed. Nice. And yeah, let's move on to the FMC. Oh yeah, in terms of loading, that's something I want to show you. So there's an external tool called the config tool, and now the aircraft sounds are disappearing again. So here you can sort of load up everything depending on what you need. And basically, if we make this match our SimBrief output, there's no SimBrief integration at the moment, so that's a little bit annoying, to be very honest. But let's see. So I have 158 packs on board according to SimBrief. So let's put a few in here. It's a little bit annoying that we don't have something to move or to track. In order to increase it, we have to do it a bit manually here. But it's not a whole lot we need to add. Some back there, some window seats. Oh, 159, that's too much. 158 and 3.9 tons of cargo. So now we have 3.5. 3.9. Okay, should give us a zero fuel weight of, let's see, here we have 57. SimBrief is giving us 60.3. That's a bit of a difference. It's quite a bit of a difference. Okay, so apparently there's a bit of a discrepancy between SimBrief and the config tool. Anyway, let's go with this kind of payload. And then SimBrief calculates a block fuel of 7.6. So total fuel 7.669. That should do. Right, and now when we hit update, yeah, we couldn't really see it now. The numbers change a little bit, so then they change live, and you get whatever you set up in the tool pretty much. Right, let's align the IRSs. And continue down here. So, menu FMC. How do I get back to init? There it is. Second page. GPS position that comes in here. Let's check how long it needs to align. 2 minutes. Interesting. So apparently it has a bit of a quick alignment. Maybe there's a setting for that which I haven't found yet. Okay, then we are flying from Keflavik to Dublin on flight number Icelandair 416, like that. And yeah, I didn't set up sim brief. Oh, that's annoying. Whenever I click outside, messes up everything. So I haven't found a way yet to load the sim brief route in here, so we will have to do it manually today. That will need a bit of programming. So first waypoint should be Remum. Then we are flying direct Rumux. Rapax. Agori. Osbox. And a lot of directs today. Lutov. We've almost made it. It's not too many more to go. Then Ernan. It's only directs even. Interesting. And then Olapo. That's the last one. Like that. Departure. Let's see what the weather is telling us. Okay, we have wind 030 at 25 knots. Wow, that's quite a breeze. There's snow, and not quite sure what DR is, but it's snow. -7 1018. Moderate snow, maybe. Okay. Okay, 030. That will be runway 01 in that case. And then the Remu 1 Alpha. That should do. We can set up the arrival later on. Let's activate that. Performance 0 fuel weight. That comes automatically. Very convenient. We have reserves of 2.2. Cost index of 5. Flight level 390 initially. We will most likely stay there as well. And transition, we need to look at the charts in a second. Not sure if there's a wind update. Okay, that looks good. Ah, nice. That works straight out of the box. Very cool. So we have the cruise winds in there. Back to performance. Okay, let's look at the charts. Initialize flight. Let's see how this works. Sorry, charts. Aha, so that's pretty much the same as the PMDG EFB looks like. It's cool, but it doesn't really help me a lot in finding the right one. Okay, so we are looking for the 10.3. 10.3, that should be the one. Okay. That's also very nice resolution of the charts here, that's good. So 014 out to Kilo Fox 218, maximum 210 knots, 90-degree right hand turn. And then let's see, Remu is down here, Remum. So max 230 for our departure, and then above certain flight levels. Okay, it looks good. Transition 7000. like that, and yeah, then let's run some takeoff calculations. I just want to set in the 014. That is, and yeah, we're flying offline, entirely offline, no traffic today. It's very important, guys. Whenever you fly a new aircraft which you haven't operated before, don't fly online. There's always something that could go terribly wrong. So it's always wise to not annoy the controllers and other traffic by flying online, in my opinion. Okay, so that's done. Let's go to performance then. Copy FMC data. Wind meters per second, very interesting. I've never seen that before in the takeoff calculation, but I'm gonna trust the system that this is right. The other data seems to be correct as well. It is slash compact snow, try snow with ice. I don't know. Should we try snow maybe for a change? Minimum try snow, 30 millimeters. Whatever. Now I'm just trying out a few things. Flap, let's go 5. Aircon on, anti-ice, engine and wing. Center of gravity, we can get that from the config tool. It's 25.1. So 25.1. And takeoff weight 65,418. That makes sense. Okay, so flap 5. Oh, it's a toga. Interesting. It does not give me... Ah, maybe that's due to the snow. Let's actually try. Yeah, there's the selected temperature. Wet as well. Yeah, interesting. So apparently in snow it always uses toga. But then let's not assume this just for the simply due to the fact that I know that it's not really modeled in the simulator, so we might as well just run it on wet. And let's see, that's 54. Okay, that's invalid. Okay, interesting. Why does it take 50? Heh. Okay, for some reason it does not go above 53, but anyway, then it's 53 this, I would say. Takeoff, next page. What was the wind? (03025). Wet. Okay. Flip 5. Center of gravity 25. And then that's 125. 138. Quite different from the data we have in here, and 153. Okay, that should be at 79.9. It's 81.4, a little bit above, but that's okay. It's a conservative figure, so that's fine. Right, what else do we need to consider? We have the winds in here, we have done the takeoff calculation. Let's put V2 plus 10, 163 in here. Okay, flight directors, auto throttle, VNAV, LNAV. Nice. 390 is in here as well. That's super cool. Let's put on these seat belts. Oh, I forgot to trigger GSX boarding now, but we might spare it as well. Where's weather radar on? Okay, that's better. Cool. Then we need to run some checklists. I am now using 737 NG checklists, which I'm also quite sure you should not do if you want to do it super realistically. But anyway, they will do for today. Oxygen. Oh, we can't test it. There's no click spot. Okay, never mind. Oxygen test 100%. Navigation transfer and display switches are all normal and auto. Window heat is on. Pressure rating, mode selector 39,000 and auto. Flight instrument setting 283, 283, 1018, 1018, 1018. That's checked. Then we have the parking brake, that's set, and engine start levers are cut off. Nice. So that's that. Okay, let's fire up. Oh, fuel pumps are on. So interesting, the cold and dark config apparently does not take care of all the switches in here. Okay, we will put on the APU and then we will ask for some de-icing. Does really look good from the outside. Okay, APU gens, APU bleed. Then we can disconnect everything on the ground. That's also done in the EFB. System page. Oh, sorry. Yeah, here it is. So system page. And then it's sim menu. Ground support, disconnect electric, chocks are not set, doors, everything is closed. Then we have, oh, that's interesting, did you see that? There's an option for another door for the 200 version of the aircraft. So maybe this is also supposed to come. Just seeing that now, interesting. Okay, then let's ask GSX to disconnect the jetway. And once that is done, we can ask for the de-icing.
The icing vehicles are coming now.
Okay, so the icing vehicles are on the way. And something else which is very cool, here we have the airport map. When you install the aircraft, there's a separate tool which allows you to read in all the airport BGL files. So we have proper airport charts of all the installed airports in here. Super cool. North up. And it's very convenient, especially for taxiing. So we will taxi out to the left, or like take a left-hand turn here, right-hand turn. Then we have to cover the full runway length. That will be a bit of a taxi. Range ring 300 meters, wow. And that's gonna be over in Dublin. Cool, that's very convenient. I haven't seen that on any other developer yet. That's cool stuff. Very cool stuff. So there's the de-icing vehicles arriving. I'm quite sure usually in Keflavik you would taxi out to these remote stands back there and get the de-icing over there, but that's nothing that GSX can do. Or actually it can do it if you configure the airport file accordingly, but yeah, let's not worry about that now. We will simply get it here at the gate. Okay, let's make sure everything is set up for the de-icing. Packs need to be off. All the pleats need to be off. Let's get fluid type 400%. And now in the Airbus I would hit something like the ditch button. To be brutally honest, I have no idea if we have something similar here in the 737. I presume we do, but don't ask me where it is. Okay, anyhow. The icing has anyway started now. Maybe closing the isolation valve, that would help as well.
De-icing and anti-icing completed. Anti-icing code is
okay.
Fluid type 4. Concentration.
That's all done. Beautiful. So let's get into a state where we can ask for the pushback as well. Packs are coming to auto. Isolation valve to open. Engine and APU pleats coming on. Probe heat, electric, hydraulic pumps, yaw damper, anti-collision lights. Seatbelts are on. Looks good. Do we actually have fuel in the center tank? No, we don't. Okay. Right. And then we can run the before start checklist. Flight deck doors closely locked. Fuel. We have 7.6 tons on board. Passenger signs are on. Windows are locked. MCP is set. Takeoff speeds are also inserted down here. Seater pre-flight is completed. Rudder and aileron trim 3 and 0, hopefully. Yeah, that looks good. Taxi and takeoff briefing completed. Anti-collision lights are on. Before start check is completed. One thing I haven't checked is actually the air rack we are on. October 8th to November 5th, 20. Oh, that's a bit old. That's from 2020, the air rack, but we're flying offline. I'm quite sure we can update it through the Navigraph tool, but I haven't checked for it. Okay, pushback. Wants to know stuff here. So we are on stand 2. Standard facing south on release point 5. That looks very good. Let me show you the chart. So that's release point 5 and we're facing south. That should work out. Good. And does it have the constraints in here? 230. Is that correct? It's 210 at... Why is it not in here? Ah, because we are not even at 210 at this point. That's probably why. Okay. Wait, are we good to go? Yeah, we are. Okay, let's hit the brakes. Wait, I have... Brakes are released, okay. Yeah, very good. It's just super loud. I don't know why the ambient noise in the flight deck is so loud. Gives a whole lot of immersion, but maybe they have overdone it just a tiny little bit. Let's give the cabin some power as well. Okay, good. Let's start to fire up. So packs are coming off. Ah, that's part of the sound at least. Starting up number 2. Do we have an auto start on here? Anyone know? I have no idea. Okay, let's wait for N2. Motoring. Okay, it doesn't look like it's coming up to 25. Let's give it some fuel. Ooh, that was a nice engine start. I really like the sounds. There was some smoke effects as well. That's not too bad. Starting number 1. Okay, I'm just curious now if it also works sort of as an auto start feature. Yeah, I guess it does. Okay, so that's one thing I definitely need to learn about the mechs. Quite interesting to read into these topics and get used to new aircraft. Okay, that was a bit of a pushback procedure, but at least we got where we wanted to end up. Okay, we have 2 good engine starts. Generators. PEX to auto, this comes to auto, APU bleed goes off. We have those coming to continuous. We have the auto brake coming to RTO, flap 5. Transponder, oh I forgot that. Let's go 1000 TA only on. Okay, trim should be 4.57. That's pretty much spot on, I would say. Then we need to do a flight control check. Now, where are we? That's recall info. And one set speed reference. Okay, interesting. System, that is full left, full right, neutral, full up, full down, neutral, rudder, full left, full right, neutral. That's cool. Okay, before taxi checklist, generators. I still have the APU on. Generators are on, probe heat is on, anti-ice. Oh, sure, engine anti-ice, and then we will do the wing anti-ice as well. Isolation valve is on auto, engine start switches are continuous, recall is checked. It also works the good old 737 way. Auto brake is RTO, engine start levels are idle, flight controls are checked, ground brake is clear. Cool. So, vámonos. Taxi and turn off lights. Park and brake, and now we can check out the very cool. Ooh, we are picking up speed already. Powerful aircraft. Yeah, just down here, left hand turn, and then parallel to the runway. Very easy. Okay, so yeah, we are coming up to the runway. So one thing that really stands out is how the taxi lights reflect from these snow hills. I've never really seen any other aircraft doing this so accurately and so smoothly. So really the lighting system of this aircraft is something very special, I think, compared to other P3D aircrafts. Look how everything reflects inside the flight deck as well. I think it's really cool. Up to this point, I really, really like it. Okay, TARA. Let's assume we are cleared for takeoff. All the lights are set. We need these strobes.
Approaching.
Oh, that's flashing
0,
landing lights.
1.
It's so cool. But let's actually make them fix. Haha. Nice, flashing landing lights. Let's maybe try this for the approach. That would be really cool to see. And so, before takeoff checklist, flaps are 5, green light, stabilizer trim is 4.5 units, that's set, and packs are on engines. Before takeoff checklist completed. And now it gets exciting, let's see how this aircraft actually handles. Maybe we can put up the departure chart again. 210 knots for the first waypoint.
On runway 0, 1.
Let's get rolling. So 50%, takeoff. Ooh, caution. Okay, now it's disappeared again. Nice sound. Oh, there's a lot of wind. 80 knots already passed. Oh, this had a lot of power. Wow.
V1.
Rotate, that was a short takeoff run. What the heck? How did this happen so fast? Ooh, nice crosswind. Cool. Positive radius coming up. Nice. Okay, that feels maybe a bit overpowered. I have no idea. Maybe the Max is really that powerful, but that was crazy. I mean, we had VR still in the touchdown zone. Cool stuff. Really cool stuff. Oh, but it handles nicely in the air, I have to say. Very nicely. Crazy climb rate. Okay, let's speed up towards 210. Flaps 2, speed check, flaps 2. Flaps 1. Oh, that's 210, but now we're to the next waypoint. Okay, that's fine. And flaps up. Still hand flying it, but it feels very nice. Ooh. Okay, trim is very aggressive. It's getting a bit bumpy. Okay, let's switch on that autopilot. See how the autopilot handles the aircraft. Okay, like this climb rate, that's next level shit, honestly. That's... wow. That's simply wow. And I mean, we have set up the aircraft with a decent payload, in my opinion, so... holy smokes. Alright, let's go taxi and turn off lights off. Speeding up to 250 now. passing 10,000, landing lights are coming off. And yeah, I think wing and okay, that's off already, that's good. For the engine anti-ice, maybe let's leave it on for a little bit longer. I think we might be flying very close to this cloud. Oh, I forgot the weather radar now. Anti-traffic. Oh gosh. Luckily there's no traffic around. Okay, already past 11,000. Yeah, that's really crazy climb rate. But it feels good. I have to admit, it feels very good in the air. Easy to fly. Alrighty, so that's that for the departure, guys. First 737 MAX departure, and then I shall meet you over in Dublin. Enjoy! Hello folks, welcome back. We are passing flight level 180 at the moment, and so we're still rather high, but we will take a bit of a direct in there. No need to fly the full star since there's no traffic around. And yeah, now FPS are also stable at 30. I think it was actually the shadows since the sun was so low over in Keflavik. It was the long shadows having hit on the FPS, but now it's running super smooth. And yeah, in fact, after landing, when we've made it to the gate, I will give a bit of a review of what I think about this aircraft, but I can already give you a little bit of a hint. I think it is really, really good. I am positively surprised in almost every single way. Now, after the next waypoint, Olapo, let's go direct Delta Whiskey 66866. This will save us quite a bit. Now we can see the VNAV shooting down. Let's see how far off we are. We might need a bit of speed brakes there. Reason is we have a few constraints. So we will be doing an ILS landing 10 right it is. Approach course 97, that's set in here, and ILS frequency of 108.9 is set down here. While I was setting it, I noticed there's also something very cool. There's a GLS receiver, so we can even potentially fly your GLS approach in the future. That would be so cool. And yeah, everything works really. Let's go back to VNAV now, and then let's see how the aircraft handles that we are actually too high in the profile. It's trying to get back on the VNAV path. That's the priority. And yeah, let's have a look at the weather request for Dublin. So that's wind 7 knots 140, variable winds 7 kilometers of visibility, light drizzle, few clouds 200. Oh, very low hanging clouds. Broken 500, 11 degrees. 994 is the QNH, so that's pre-selected. And then becoming scattered 500. Yeah, not the nicest weather really, but it should be fine. Let's see, minimums are 200 above ground level, so that should should work out, I believe. Right, then I also wanted, yeah, let's do some speed brake. I want to take it nice and slow. Cool. Yeah, that's a bit weird. The wing sounds and everything is a lot less noisy compared to the flight deck, which is a little bit weird. But okay. Yeah, I actually wanted to try the landing calculation. Let's see if we still have time for that. Show landing. Copy FMC data. That's gonna be wet. Reverse. We calculate with all in-op, although they are working. Flap 30, aircon is on. Then we do no, it's 11 degrees, so we don't need anti-ice. Auto brakes, let's try auto brake 3 complete, and then we have a cross weight of 61.1. That's in here. That all works very well. So landing distance required 1840 meters and available 2637. That's plenty. That's plenty. And let's see. Auto brake 2. We anyway need to go all the way to the end, so why not slow down a little bit less. So let's go auto brake 2. Right, we are below 10,000, approaching 8,000 now. It's a good time to go to... Oh no, not yet. Transition is 7,000, and this is a fixed speed constraint, altitude constraint at flight level 80. But now let's actually maintain the heading. Oops, that was my bad. Let's maintain the heading, and then we can find that localizer ourselves. Let's see, resub, where do we want to be? Oh, where's the resub? It's not even on here. Anyway, need to descend, that's quite for sure. Raqqa 4000, Garnet 3000. Okay, there's Garnet. Yeah, that should work out. Can also go speed 240. Okay, descent checklist. Pressurization, landing altitude is set to 250. Recall is checked. Auto brake is set to 2. Landing data BREF 138 plus 5 makes it 143. And minimums are set 442 barrel. Approach briefing completed. And approach checklist altimeters. Now we can go to local 994 is set. It's not set over here. Oh wow, that scrolls very slowly. That is approach. Good. Let's descend a little bit slower than that. And let's bring the speed back a little bit. 21 miles out. Can arm the localizer. Yeah, but honestly, so far the aircraft is doing everything exactly as it's supposed to be. Or the VNAV, the LNAV, that works spot on. I have not identified anything yet that does not work. There was one small little bug. There was the top of descent, and I was close to the top of descent, and then I put in a new direct, and the aircraft thought, localizer captured, the aircraft thought we have passed top of descent, but actually we haven't, or we hadn't. There was the only small little thing which I could find there, but other than that, it is absolutely smooth and flying super nicely. Okay, let's make sure those are continuous. Total air temperature is 15. We are heading into some clouds. And go around altitude will be 4,000. Straight ahead for 10 miles and then a right hand turn. Okay. Speed 210. Oh, we have still the speed. Oh, shouldn't it give a warning sign? Like a warning sound when we have the speed brakes out. But engine power, I thought there's supposed to be a warning sound, but I might be wrong. Yeah, and then also we have the head-up display. Let's try this for the landing, and look at this. I've never noticed that there's such a big box to... I guess that's what's projecting the head-up display. That's so cool. I never noticed in other aircrafts, but we don't have one for the first officer. And also here the resolution is super nice. Oh, I've missed it. Sorry. Approach. Glide slope. That was my bad. Didn't pay attention. Let's go. Flap 2. Go on altitude 4000 is set. 11 miles out. Heading into the clouds. Okay, let's go flap 5. Have a bit more track. Now heading into the clouds, again coming a bit of a FPS on the... a hit on the FPS. And I think we might be a bit fast. Let's see if we can slow down or if we maybe need a bit more flaps, but I can't. Maybe I need to bring the gear down. Let's go gear down. That has a nice sound effect.
2500.
Okay, flips 10. There's rain. Flaps 15. 143. Flaps 25. And flaps 30. Landing checklist. Engine start switches are continuous. Speed brake is armed. Landing gear is down. Green lights. Flaps are 30. Green light. Landing checklist is completed. 5 miles to run. Perfect timing. Okay, let's see if we can get a visual on that runway. Weather is a bit worse than I thought. Checked. Oh, that's really bad visibility. Let's take the auto throttle. There, and now I can see some lights. Oh, we wanted to try out the flashing lights. Okay, my aircraft. Here we go, manual flight. It's not disconnected. Now it is.
400.
Bit of a crosswind from the right hand side, but that's fine. Not too much. Coming in a bit high.
200 minimums.
Continue.
100. 50. 40. 30.
Retard.
20.
Flare.
10.
And come on. There it is. This was a little bit harder than intended, but it's okay. 300 feet per minute. I'll reverse. Decel. 60 knots, idle forward, manual braking. Cool, that was nice. That was perfect weather conditions for the hut.
300
And let's
meters
use
remaining.
this exit. Good stuff. Welcome to Dublin, everyone.
Approaching 3, 4.
Now I haven't checked the ground charts. I need to do that in a second. Let's do a quick cleanup. Okay, I think we can. Yeah, I have no idea where Icelandair parks up. Oh, now we are crossing the runway. Let's just take a stand straight ahead. I'm not really sure what they would usually take, so anything will do. Firing up the APU. Those come to steady. I still want to check out the flashing landing lights. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, we can see them flashing a little bit. I thought it has a bit more of an effect. Yeah, from the outside, I think they can add a few more sounds. That's super silent. The rain effects are nice. That's all looking rather good. Parking stands. So we will take something down here, which is, I think. Do we want to go left or right? Let's go right. So that should be. Are we here? Pier 3? 312 maybe? This makes sense. Oh no, it's 402. Oh, that's all heavy. What's on the other side? 314 maybe? 315. 316. Let's take 316. Aer Lingus. Okay, traffic, weather. What else? Those are coming off now. Have I missed anything of the after landing flows? Hope not. Okay, SafeDock is not working and the Marshall also has no intention of doing anything here. That's a bit frustrating. Anyhow, I think we can figure it out on our own. So let's just take this mark right here. There we are. Parking brake. APU. Cutting the engines. APU bleed. This comes open. Electric pumps. Probe heat. Back to auto. Windows heat comes off. Fuel pumps. Taxi and turn-off lights, beacons, seat belts. Nice! Shutdown checklist. Fuel pumps are off. Probe heat is off, or an auto rather. Hydraulic panel is set. Flaps are up. Parking brake is set. Engine start lever is cut off, and weather radar is off. Shutdown check is completed. Let's see if deboarding works here.
Deboarding requested.
Okay, 317. Now I'm confused. Okay, I think that was the correct jetway to choose. Nice. So that's everything in the flight deck. Flight time 2 hours and 8 minutes. And here we are. There was a really, really cool first flight. Menu, system, doors, left forward, and let's go.
Passengers deboarding started.
Yeah, actually that's fine. Maybe left after entry, forward cargo after cargo. Okay, that looks good. Alright everyone, so welcome once again to Dublin, and thank you so much for joining me on the very first iFly Max flight. That was very, very cool. And now to sum it all up, yeah, answering the question, is it worth to buy? Is it worth the $69 to spend on this aircraft? And yeah, I actually have a very clear answer on this. I think that is a really, really good and interesting aircraft. I am surprised in every possible way. I was not expecting that much. So I tend to say that the $69 on this aircraft is very well spent, and I am by no means sponsored by anyone here, so that's just my very own personal opinion. Yeah, and yeah, let's recap a bit what this aircraft can do and what it cannot do. So I think exterior modeling is super nice, very detailed. Could be some weathering on there, but maybe that's something that will come. Interior as well is very nice as well. Flight deck is super, super good. Texturing inside the flight deck is better, certainly better than the PMDG 737. What I really love about this aircraft are outside and interior lights, cockpit lights, the background lighting, but also the exterior lighting is super, super well done. About these systems, yeah, I think it can do everything which it needs to do. So VNAV, LNAV, that was spot on. I tried a few stuff during the cruise. I tried directs, I tried beam points, descent winds I could enter without any issue. So all this kind of stuff worked really well. Of course, if I were a real-world pilot and I would do some proper testing, of course there would be some systems which are not modeled. But from what I can tell, I think it's nicely implemented, everything we need. So that's good. Sounds inside are very good. I think outside they can dial it up a little bit, maybe something to improve. But also effects are quite nice. So I saw during cruise there's even wing vortices, although I'm not entirely sure if this comes from my Immersion package or if this comes with the aircraft. So I put a question mark to that. Yeah, but that's really, really good. And considering that this is release 1.0, there have been no updates whatsoever at this point in time. So, but out of the box, this works really, really nice. And how does it compare to other aircraft? I think it's certainly by a long shot better than the 787 or the A330 for comparison. I think it might be on the same level as a PMDG in terms of texturing and this kind of stuff. It's even better. If you compare it to the FS Labs, which is in my opinion sort of the king of P3D, I think exterior and all this kind of stuff is on the same level. But I guess the FS Labs in terms of system quality and system depth is on a whole different level. But then again, FS Labs is much more expensive compared to this one. And yeah, I'm excited about what they bring out in the future. If there's gonna be a -7, maybe even a -9, -10, that would be kind of cool to see. I do expect them to do the 200, as we saw this in the EFB. Yeah, but let's see. let's see what they come up with. But yeah, to conclude, I am very much surprised. I did not expect iFly to release something or to bring something in this kind of quality, and this handles super well. It seems like it has been thoroughly tested. Everything works out of the box. Really, really nice. So on this note and on this rather rainy view, I'm going to say goodbye for now. Thank you so much for tuning in to this special and interesting video. I think from now on, or for the next couple of weeks, you will see more of these 737 MAX on my channel. It's really cool, and it gives me also the chance to use P3D a bit and fly to some airfields which I haven't visited yet in the simulator. So yeah, let's take it on from here, and thank you all for your great support, and very Merry Christmas to all of you as well, since that is coming up rather soon, and I shall see you around. Take care. Bye bye.